First of all, it must be good to be playing football, to get some minutes under your belt.
Yeah, listen, I think any professional footballer will tell you that they're at home and they're most comfortable when they're back playing football and doing something that they love. So yeah, from my point of view, obviously just to be back out on the pitch and playing for me was a fantastic moment. A lot of hard work and sacrifice gone into getting to that point, and a lot of help and support. So yeah, listen, when I did it, I didn't really take kind of stock on it at the time. I think I just kind of went into autopilot and just wanted to help the team and do well. So it's probably only when I got home and actually reflected a little bit that it was obviously a big moment for myself to do that. And yeah, the more I play, I think the stronger I'll get.
Talk to me about working with Russell.
Yeah, listen, the gaffer's been fantastic with myself. Obviously, I had a few good meetings with him before I signed, and was really impressed with how he sees the club's vision and the style of play, and obviously how I'd fit into that system. And now that's a massive reason why I wanted to come here, because obviously I've had some good battles with the gaffer over the years. We've got a lot of mutual respect. We played together a long time ago now, but yeah, listen, he's been fantastic with me, and like I said to him after the Ipswich game, I spoke to him and just said, thank you for giving me all the support to get me back out on the pitch. And yeah, I'm absolutely loving it. I think he's a fantastic manager and a fantastic guy.
It's amazing, isn't it, how in football you can forge relationships years ago, and it just comes full circle, and there'll come a point in your careers, not just you and Russell, but right across the board, it just happens, doesn't it? And things come round.
I think so. I think obviously, I think me and the gaffer are very similar in character and how we see the game and how we how our careers went. To be honest, I think we kind of started, a little bit lower and worked our way up to kind of get to where we got to, the level we got to. And I think that's through hard work and sacrifice. And I think that's the key, and that's what we're, especially the manager here. I think he's trying to show the group that, and obviously that was a big reason for me coming here. I wanted to help the group as much as possible. We've got some fantastic young players here, and if we can help them get to the level that we all expect them to, and the team, then we're going to have a fantastic season. So yeah, it's funny how football works, and yeah, like I say, I've loved him and Luke and everyone at the club have made me feel so welcome and training, and yeah, I'm really enjoying being part of the squad.
Russell talks about that young players will obviously gravitate towards you. They'll obviously come towards a player like you with your experience, your international experience. Do you enjoy that? Is that something you're kind of cool with, and you're wanting to happen? You want to pass on your experience to younger players and help them develop?
No, exactly. I think you're absolutely right. I think naturally, for a more experienced player, you want to do that, and I think the reason why you want to do that is because you want them to get the best out of themselves, because you've kind of seen the level it takes and what to do to try and help them improve their game, and to try and be the best player they can be, and if that means having a conversation with myself or trying to set the right standard and how we train and what we do off the pitch, in the gym and stuff like that, it's all little things that hopefully they'll be picking up. And but yeah, I think naturally my character, I've obviously been captain, obviously at Derby and stuff like that. So naturally, I think that quality in me is probably there, a bit like obviously the manager, who's obviously been captain of Norwich for a long time. So I think certain players probably enjoy that a little bit more than others. But yeah, for sure, me, I'm always going to be quite vocal when I play, and like I say, just try and help the group as much as possible and try and get the best out of themselves.
And Russell talked about, look, we all know that it's very early in the season. There'll be fans looking at, we haven't won a game yet, whatnot. Russell's talked about how confident he is that by the end of the season, MK Dons will be in the top half of the table and pushing really well. Is that something you have the confidence in as well from what you've seen so far?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, when I come in, I wouldn't have come to the club if I didn't feel that. Obviously, I looked a lot at the squad and the style, like I say, and that was a big reason why I come. And I wouldn't have come here if I didn't want to be successful. I'm feeling good, obviously, physically now, and I know what the club can be. I've played against this club in the Championship, and I know once you get this club into the Championship, it can be anything it wants to be. And yeah, I firmly believe in the way we're trying to do things. Our style of play is he's very, very, very good. And yeah, I think that's the way the game's moving. And whether, that's my opinion on the game. And I think that the way we're trying to do things here is fantastic. And if we just keep our head down and keep trying to improve every day, there's no reason why we can't be, easily top half. I feel that. Obviously, I wanted to see a lot of the pre-season games, and I obviously come to the games because I wanted to see how the group was. I wanted to see how different players played, just to get an idea of when I actually stepped back out there with them, what they like to do. And yeah, I've been really impressed with their work ethic and their intelligence to take on the information that they're getting given. And yeah, I feel like as a team, once we get everyone back and fit, I think the world's our oyster, really.
I'm nicking one of my colleagues' questions here. Toby, apologies, but Portsmouth without fans is probably a better place to go, isn't it?
Yes and no, because obviously they use their incredible fan base to help them in games, but also you can use it to your advantage. And I think in any player, you want to play in front of big crowds and big stadiums, and I think it gives you that that's something else when you play. So I think from my point of view, I'd love to be playing in front of a big crowd. That's what I thrive on. I love playing in front of big crowds. I think that's why we get in the game, to do that. But yeah, listen, I think from their point of view, they do use that as like their kind of 12th man, so to speak. And so yeah, we just got to go there and stick to the game plan, stick to what we've worked on all week in training, and yeah, I think if we do that, we can give a good account of ourselves.
Right, you actually answered one of my questions already by saying that the reason that you were going to all of these games, even when you weren't a part of the squad, but even on Tuesday, we saw you sat up in the stand and you were coaching from the stands as well. You were giving a lot of instructions, particularly to Matthew Sorinola, who was out in front of us. Is that part of your long-term plan? I'm not saying that management or anything is going to be in your immediate future, but is that something that you have, in your mind after your career?
Yeah, it is for sure. And obviously, I spoke to the gaffer about this. Obviously, he's been great in that sense. And yeah, it's something that I'm looking to try and do. I'm obviously taking my coaching badges and trying to get them to a point where obviously I have them there. So if anything does, materialise on that front, then I'm kind of ready to go. And I think it just opens your eyes to that other side of it as well. But yeah, I'm lucky that I've got someone like Russ here who's kind of gone through that stage, and I can kind of lean on him and see and ask questions about that side. And him and Luke have been fantastic with me and kind of give me a big insight into that. So yeah, it's quite invaluable for me, someone to be involved in something like that. And so yeah, it's definitely something I want to try and do. And like I say, yeah, I didn't know if anyone could hear me. I suppose with no fans, you could probably hear me talking. But yeah, like I say, I think it's just a natural reaction for me. I'd probably be doing the same if I was on the pitch. So yeah, if you can help the team in any way, then that's what I'll try and do.
Now, we all talk about the experience you have, but you're playing alongside somebody who's got in excess of probably about 1,500 appearances. It feels like we talk about Dean Lewington's appearances almost every week. What's it like playing alongside him, and is he better than you potentially thought he was when you first arrived?
Yeah, listen, I've played against Dino a couple of times, obviously when they were in Championship, but obviously I think naturally everyone associates him with a football club. He's that player that you need, and it's a dying breed in that sense, that like players stay at clubs for a long time and kind of be the kind of icon of the club. But you need them players around because they know what it means to play for the club. They can show people what it means to play, like I say. And but yeah, I've been really impressed with him. He's obviously a great guy, really good player. Like I say, obviously playing in a kind of bit of I wouldn't say unnatural position, because obviously he's an intelligent footballer, but position that he's not really played before, obviously being a fullback. But I think the way that we play, I think suits his game, and that's why he's playing where he is. And but yeah, no, I've been really impressed with him. Like I say, he's a great guy, and yeah, he's got a lovely left foot, and like I say, I can see why he's playing well, and he's played that many games. To be honest, like it's not a coincidence when you play that many games.
We often see players coming back from injury eased into football. We saw you get a few minutes at Crewe and then straight into 90 minutes against Ipswich. Are you back now? Is that a case of you're topped up and you're just ready to play now?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, listen, ideally you'd probably like to have maybe had a few more minutes in maybe a reserve game or something, but you know, my body felt good. I was ticking all the boxes, and kind of natural progression for me was to just get out there and play, to be honest. And physically, the guys here, since I've stepped through the door, obviously Sai, Adzi, and Matty, they've put together a really good program for me to put me on the right track. And yeah, it was just like I say, it was just a natural progression. We didn't even really push anything either. It was a very like kind of, you know, we're just going to try and tick these boxes however long it took, and just feel strong. And I managed to do that in a good time and feel good. So I thought it was going to be in a bit of turmoil, to be honest, on Sunday after the game, first 90. But yeah, to be fair, my body felt really good, and I think obviously we dominated the game, and I think that helped that, you know, we had a majority of the ball and we didn't give away too much. And but yeah, physically I feel really good. I feel really fit, which is really positive, and credit to everyone here. So yeah, hopefully now, like I say, I think, you know, naturally there's going to be a little bit of rust after 12 and a half months. You know, it's not going to be the perfect game, but if you'd have said to me after 12 and a half months with not much kind of practice time to go and play how I did, you know, I was really pleased with how it went.
Nice one, thanks, Richard.